In April 2020, Mr. Hamoudi, a Syrian national, arrived by boat with 21 other people on the Greek island of Samos to seek asylum. According to his account of events, the Greek authorities confiscated their phones on arrival and took them back to the Aegean Sea without giving them the opportunity to apply for asylum. The next day, the Turkish Coast Guard picked them up in the Aegean Sea and transferred them to Turkey. During this episode, a surveillance aircraft operating for Frontex reportedly flew over the area several times. Mr. Hamoudi considered that he had been the victim of a summary return that violated his fundamental rights enshrined in the Charter of Fundamental Rights, including his right to seek asylum, and that implicated Frontex in the context of its operations in the Aegean Sea. Mr. Hamoudi therefore brought an action before the General Court for compensation for the moral damage he allegedly suffered as a result of Frontex unlawful conduct. The General Court dismissed his action on the grounds that there was no conclusive evidence of his presence during the alleged summary return. Mr. Hamoudi then lodged an appeal before the Court of Justice. In today's judgment, the Court of Justice sets aside the order of the General Court. It finds that the General Court misapplied the rules relating to the burden of proof and the investigation of cases before it. The Court notes that the right to an effective remedy, guaranteed by the Charter, would be illusory if victims of summary return to an area in which Frontex was conducting operations were required to prove conclusively that such return had taken place and that they were present at the time. At the time of the events, these victims are in a situation that makes it very difficult, if not impossible, for them to gather such evidence, which could effectively grant Frontex immunity and compromise the effective protection of the fundamental rights of these victims. Furthermore, Frontex is likely to hold information proving the existence of summary returns, given its tasks of collecting operational data and its obligation to ensure respect for fundamental rights during its operations. Consequently, the Court considers that in order to guarantee the right to effective judicial protection, a person who claims to be a victim of a summary return operation involving Frontex must provide not conclusive proof, but prima facie evidence of the conduct of that operation and his presence during it. Furthermore, the Court considers that in the present case, Mr. Hamoudi's written testimony and a press article reporting on the summary return operation of which he alleges to have been a victim were sufficiently detailed, specific, and consistent to constitute such prima facie evidence. Where such prima facie evidence is provided, the Court has a duty to investigate the case in order to assess the veracity of the summary return. The General Court should therefore have taken procedural or investigative measures to obtain from Frontex all the relevant information at its disposal in order to clarify what happened to Mr. Hamoudi on the Greek island of Samos. The case is referred back to the General Court, which will have to re-examine it, taking into account these stricter requirements in terms of evidence and investigation.